Okay, so now you need to understand the advantages and disadvantages of becoming a charity or a cask. So firstly, a charity. The main advantages of becoming a charity is the fact that you get more financial exemptions in relation to rates and tax. The structure is more attractive to funders and you have more access to funding streams only open to charities. Again, there is more transparency and accountability, but this means that public confidence is increased, and again this helps with fundraising. So there is a potential of increased donations with the public register of charities now up and running, and you also meet that statutory obligation to register as a charity. The disadvantages are that you will have to wait for your charity registration number before you can apply to HMRC for your ex-charitable tax relief number. You also get this permanent status. In other words, all of the assets of the club will then be ring-fenced for the charitable purposes of the club. All of your trustee information and accounting information will become public. Now, by trustee information, I just mean the trustees' names will become public. You're also subject to monitoring and compliance requirements on an annual basis to the Commission. So you will have to submit your trustee annual report and your annual monitoring return form, and it's within these forms that you report to the Commission on how you've satisfied the public benefit requirement. You are also under the scrutiny and regulation of the Commission. There are very strict no trading rules, and we mentioned that earlier about the bar and the social activities. Trustees also have to be very careful to avoid conflicts of interest, and trustees in general terms cannot receive any private benefit or generally cannot receive any remuneration in most circumstances. The advantages of a cask status is that it's easier to process and easier to regulate. You have a lot less regulatory requirements and oversight, and it's a much easier process to register. You can also raise additional funds for the club through the bar and social activities, which is made a lot easier with the cask structure. But again, a big disadvantage of the cask structure is that there are less rates and tax exemption.